If you'll bear with me, I would like to read you something. On Friday, March 2nd, units from the Lebanon Police Department attempted to serve a warrant in the Hoosier Park area, or check that, Hoosier Estates. Observing known wanted subjects in a vehicle at the residence, LPD attempted to detain and arrest the subjects. The subjects fled and a police pursuit ensued. As LPD pursued the subjects, they were joined by Boone County Sheriff's deputies Clinton Stewart, Leon Galladay, and Jake Pickett. The pursuit wound around the city and entered into the Indian Springs apartment complex. As the public well knows, Anthony Baumgart exited the vehicle and, using a handgun, opened fire on officers pursuing on foot. Boone County Sheriff's Deputy Jake Pickett was tragically struck once and died in the line of duty. Anthony Baumgart was then shot and brought down by Lebanon police at the scene. The driver of the vehicle, John Baldwin Jr., fled from the scene in the vehicle with units from LPD and the Sheriff's Department in pursuit. The pursuit continued till it reached I-65 when Baldwin attempted to drive northbound in the southbound lane. He was involved in a motor vehicle accident, and then Baldwin was apprehended at the scene of the accident. It is impossible for me to place into words this past week. From the raw emotions of grief at the scene to the unimaginable outpouring of support our community has shown its police officers, it has been truly emotionally overwhelming. Deputy Pickett is and always will be a hero. He selflessly ran towards danger to stop a wanted suspect. He never shirked from his sworn duty, and he paid the ultimate sacrifice. Our prayers for his wife and family will continue for a very long time. I know God will love and take care of her. Tonight, I wish to attempt to speak of the brave men that fought the battle alongside Deputy Pickett, the men that were on the scene that horrible morning. I am so proud of them and love them as brothers. The public should know of LPD officers Austin Scott, Tommy Nash, and Boone County Sheriff's Deputy Clinton Stewart. After Baumgart was shot and brought down, the pistol he had murdered with lay inches from his hand. These brave officers of blue and brown closed on Baumgart, knowing he was conscious and still dangerous. With Officer Scott and Deputy Stewart covering him, Officer Nash pounced on Baumgart and handcuffed him so he could do no harm ever again. These three men, LPD officers Tommy Nash and Austin Scott, and Boone County Sheriff's Deputy Clinton Stewart, were the brave men to take a murderer into custody. I wish to recognize the bravery of the Lebanon Assistant Chief of Police, Brad Bailey, who ran towards the sound of gunfire that morning and never left my side as we, along with Deputy Stewart, tended to Deputy Pickett the best we could until relieved by Boone County EMS. The city needs to know of the bravery of the men and officers of the Lebanon Fire Department and Boone County EMS. These men, knowing we still had a possible gunman at large in the area, sped into the incident scene to render aid to our fallen brother, even though they knew the scene was not safe. Knowing an officer was down, they selflessly put themselves at risk to render aid. I will forever be grateful to them for their actions that day. And even as the event unfolded at Indian Springs Apartments, the police pursuit continued. Having heard on their radios, the pursuing units knew that shots had been fired and an officer was down. They knew it was possible that the gunman was in the car they were pursuing. When the driver, John Baldwin Jr., crashed, Lebanon police officers Captain Chad Morgan, Sergeant Aaron Altier, Detective Brian Spencer, and Officer Braxton Dubois bravely sprinted towards the car with no regards of their own safety and physically removed Baldwin from the vehicle and took him into custody. Members of the board, to simply say that I am proud of these officers and deputies does them no justice. I cannot find the words that would describe my feelings for them. These are brave, honorable men who put others before themselves. That tragic day, I can say I served beside true heroes. These men are cops in the truest form, and I am proud to serve them. Thank you to this city, to this county, and to this community. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Tyson.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said, Chief, and I know it's been you're right, challenging doesn't even come to describe half of what we've had to go through this last week, but again, I appreciate everything you and your department, as well as the Boone County Sheriff's Department, has done in this last time. So again, appreciate everything you guys have done there, and appreciate your continued service for the city.
This community should be very proud of the men in blue and brown. The officers on the street are above reproach.
Thank you, Chief.